Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. I'm Nick Park, and one thing that I've really begun to enjoy as I get older is gardening. Now, I've never been a gardener. Now, my dad was actually a botanist, a lecturer in plants. Now, he specialised in microbiology, more like funguses and stuff like that. But nevertheless, he was a real keen gardener. And he really took a lot of care to plant gardens and to do it well. And I think I was always a disappointment to him because anywhere where, after I left home, anywhere I lived, there was either no garden at all or the garden was just totally neglected and like a jungle. And really every now and again when it got so bad that I couldn't bear to look at it anymore, that the neighbours were complaining, then I'd get a trimmer and try to cut it all down a bit, and it would look a bit like a mowed field for a while and then just very swiftly become overgrown again. But that has all changed, and actually it changed back in 2020 during the COVID pandemic, whenever so many of us were in lockdown and were stuck at home, and I began doing the jobs on the garden, and not just like tidying up a little bit, but doing landscaping jobs, sorting, pulling down hedges, planting things, and I've discovered that I really enjoy gardening. There's something about planting things. I love, for example, getting little shrubs that are maybe 6 inches high and planting them and then looking at them a few years later and they're twice the height of me and how they've grown. And there's also the knowledge that so much of this will be there after I'm gone, that after my life is over, these trees that I've planted, these bushes, this garden, it will still go on. Somebody else will have to do the hard work of looking after it, but it's going to continue after I'm gone. And I do find a great peace in gardening. It really does help me. I'm busy in a lot of stuff, and it really helps me to switch off and just do something totally different, which I really enjoy. And I actually would encourage any of you, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling a little bit burdened with all the stuff you're doing and everything else, find something. It doesn't have to be gardening. That might be the worst thing in the world for you, but find something that you love doing. And if you can find something that actually it's going to continue after you, it's going to leave a lasting legacy, then that's even better. Now, the fact is that ultimately everything we do physically will end up being burned up. There is a day when God will come and Jesus will return and we'll have a new heaven and a new earth, and the old earth will be burned up. So no matter what legacy I leave in the garden, it's all going to be burned up one day, and God will create a new earth with new gardens that are far better than anything I could ever plant. But in the meanwhile, I want to leave something behind me. I want to leave something that's beautiful. I want to leave something that's going to be a blessing to others. And that actually doesn't just apply to my garden, but it applies to everything else I'm doing in my life. I used to do things because I wanted people to look at me and think I was impressive. And I've discovered that doesn't really confer any benefit on anybody else or indeed on me, and certainly not on the kingdom of God. And sometimes I did things because I just couldn't say no to people, and then I didn't want to let them down, and then that only leads you to feeling guilty because you can never please everybody all the time. But I've discovered when I can do something that can leave a lasting blessing and benefit to others, and that will continue after me, then that truly is a satisfying and meaningful and fulfilling way for me to put in my limited time that I have here on earth. And so I would encourage you today, whatever, you may be, I don't know what your involvement is at church or with family or your work or your job or whatever else, or college, but I would encourage you, find ways to do something that's going to leave a lasting blessing to others. And you'll find that it's mighty enjoyable in doing that in the process in the meantime. So God bless you today, and join us again tomorrow for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.